Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 8th to the 14th of June 2015. Now we have quite a busy week coming up with lots of changes, so we've had a fairly restful period with the Mercury retrograde, although that has brought up a lot of things, especially between the full moon in Scorpio and the full moon in Sagittarius. And that episode is about to end by the end of the week, so we'll come to that. But first of all, the dominant feature of this week is that the Sun and Mars meet each other. So this is double fire. This is relighting our fire, because Mars tends to have a 2-year cycle, 2-year effect on us, but once a year when the Sun meets Mars, then we actually have our life force energy reactivated. So a really good thing to be thinking on and to be realigning with this week will be, where do you put your energy? Is it wasted? Do you feel drained and exhausted by putting your energy into something that is not nourishing? And can you have a look at realigning that? Because even when we look at the symbol of Mars, it's the Sun with an arrow. It's our life force energy directed. And the Sun inside of our bodies is all the light cells. It's the active life force. So when we choose to direct that and we're pure and aligned, then we can achieve a lot. But it's not even about external achievement. It's almost to be in that alignment and then manifest effortlessly. So the Sun conjunct Mars, that could bring up some passion, that could bring up some anger, that could bring up some repression. But that's all good, because we need to get it out. We need to actually release anything that we've been holding on to. There's been a big story over the last few weeks of learning about attachment and release and letting go. So anything that comes up this week that's to do with the fire, to do with animated, directed energy, or repressed energy that needs to come up from under the surface, then just go with that and let that go, because the end result of that is like the ultimate Reiki cleansing, really. All the channels aligned, everything out, everything off your chest. But to know where you want to put your energy would be the end result. So what is it that you're here for? What's your life purpose? What's your direction? What matters to you? And where are you not honouring that? Where are you pushing and striving, wasting that energy where it could be better relit on the inside and realigned for a more magnificent, expansive internal energy that manifests on the outside? So very strong, could be a little bit hot, could be some flare-ups there, but just let it all out, because this is like the ultimate cellular healing that we can experience once we just let that all go and get back into our sovereign, direct life purpose. So that's pretty much happening all week, but really comes to the fore on Thursday and Friday. So before then, have a look at the use of your energy, where it's wasted and where it would be better put for higher purpose. On Wednesday we have Neptune turning retrograde, and this is a good 6-month experience. It happens every year. It's something we're very, very used to. But if you think of Neptune like your tuning fork, then it's that resonant, watery, cellular memory. It's the thing that we just know is right. It's what people call their truth. It's what we resonate with, and therefore what we attract towards us. It's more of a magnetic principle. So we have the electro force with Sun and Mars directing our energy, and we have the magnetic with Neptune retrograde taking us in to find that soul truth. So a really good soul-searching week this week, because if we can go in with Neptune and actually realign to what truly matters and resonates with us, and the real care and kindness and feeling, then we can see where it is that we want to put our fire energy and what we want to work towards in the external. So a really good combination there, outer and inner coming into soulful alignment. So by Thursday we might want to just stop and go with the flow, not try too hard, not push too hard, not try to think too much, but go into those inner oceans and just bob around a bit, see what is actually true, and update our energetic CV really. We're often pushing towards goals that we made in the past that are no longer relevant and wouldn't give us any sense of accomplishment if we did achieve them. So midweek, really, what matters, what resonates, what do you know on a multi-lifetime level, and what do you feel to be true, and reconnect with that. Because by Friday Mercury turns direct, so that doesn't mean that we're out of the phase. In fact, Friday could be the day with more hiccups than any other. But what have we learnt through the Mercury retrograde phase? Mercury retrograde in Gemini. It's been all about the mind, observing the narrative, the inner chatter, the thought processes, and where they're polarized to extremes and where we can bring them to fusion, or where limited thinking or negative thinking has been going on. So there's been a hell of a lot come up between those two full moons with the Mercury retrograde as well. Most people I know have been on an amazing journey, sometimes very difficult, but we'll be coming out of that phase into next week. And in order not to attract the same lessons time and time again, all we have to do is say, what have I learnt here? What was the message in this? And that is a very good question for anybody that does meditation or dream work or tarot. One of my favourite questions is, what was the message here? What did I want to learn? Because once we can learn that message, then we actually apply that, we own that knowledge, and we change the way that we're acting and reacting and attracting, so that we don't attract the same story over and over again. So we won't get another Mercury retrograde probably for about 12 years in Gemini. So we've had a real good opportunity with the Sun and Mars in that sign as well to really explore the polarity of the twins and our own mind, our own thought processes, and what our thoughts are creating. So a really good week for letting go. No action necessary, especially on Friday, because that turning direct is often quite incomprehensible day for the rational mind. But again, with that Neptune retrograde, just tune in on the inside and try and see if you can find the message. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. For anyone in London, this week I have the meetup group on the Wednesday, so that's Wednesday the 10th for the Astrology Tarot meetup group, and what we do is we have a look at the energy around and what's coming up, some very practical exercises with how to work with that. So it's applied astrology. We look at what's coming up and we actually look at how we can engage with that, how we can harness that energy. So wonderful small meetup group. You're very welcome to come and join in if you want to contact me, and that's the middle Wednesday of every month, so that's June the 10th this month, to come and explore applied astrology. And then on Friday I have my monthly workshop, and my Gemini energy is aligned with numerology. Numerology seems like a nice concept, but all those numbers have vibration, and your birthday and your chart has a particular vibration. So again, it's very practical. How can you take your numerology and work with it rather than just end up with a whole page of numbers that don't really mean anything? So on Friday the 12th there'll be the numerology workshop again in Camden, so if you're interested in that, then please do contact me. And if you're not available in person, then please do come through to me if you'd like to meet up on Skype for a reading or take part in any of my online courses, because I am aware that we're scattered all over the earth, so I would love to meet you virtually if you can't make it in person. So have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.